Back in the day when people told us we could never create a center like this, there certainly wasn't the money or the resources or the wherewithal, nor were we entitled, because after all, we just worked with rape and incest survivors. We forged forward anyway and decided to build something that would hold people in a way that allowed them to work on their biggest nightmare. Designs for Dignity has created hope and healing and a possibility that frankly I don't think was possible prior to that. I saw people heal and thrive and feel cared about and respected and get back in touch with a sense of personal dignity that they never could have done had they been in any other kind of environment.
The power that we get to see that this space has for those survivors has been massive, that when they walk in the door, there's an automatic sense of being believed. There's an automatic sense of being dignified and respected. That's hugely important for that survivor, but also for the clinicians that are here. To be able to work in this kind of a space helps to refuel and re-energize our staff as well, helps them to feel dignified, respected, and like the experts that they are. Rather than being limited by 2 chairs and we can sit and talk with one another, we also have amazing space to have play therapy rooms, to have art therapy rooms. We're starting to expand into the modality of horticultural therapy with the awareness and the growing need to connect with as many people as we can in as many ways as we can. If you look at the mural behind me and the other murals in this building, they aren't cement. We're not painting cement. We're painting life. We're creating space that has those dynamics to inspire and model for the survivors that are here that healing is okay and it's safe, even though it feels maybe dangerous or uncertain.
Judy and I just started studying and we found out that there were huge gaps in services for the transgender community, not in Chicago, but nationwide.
Since I was like 2 years old, I always knew I was a girl. My parents didn't understand anything besides gay or straight. And when I kept saying, "Mommy, I'm a girl," my mom used to beat me, choke me, stomp me to the ground, and say, "No, you're a faggot." It was really rough growing up. Living this life of being trapped in the wrong body.
Growing up as an African-American transgender woman was difficult to say the least. When I was coming up, there was no Trans Life Center.
I was homeless since I was 16 years old. In those 30 years, I've been living from the alley to cars to parks to you name it, just for survival.
And I was like, well, why would you sleep in a park? There's open beds. And they let me know because our IDs show male, and they send us to the male side of the shelter, and we are not men, and therefore it's very dangerous for us. Now, Chicago House's philosophy is that if you want a person to move forward and to break the cycle of homelessness and poverty, you need to treat the whole person, not simply just get them a house. And so we started putting together comprehensive programming for the transgender community. And in undertaking the 5 aspects of the Trans Life Center, every dollar has to go further than any dollar I think that we've spent since we were founded in 1985. There's been federally 1 government grant that's been trans specified. And actually Chicago House was chosen as one of 9 pilot projects across the United States. And we're thrilled about that. But even that funding certainly isn't sufficient to run all 5 of the programs, let alone to transform this house into something that creates that sense of wholeness that we hope to achieve with the people who live here. And so I was talking with Dr. Garofalo at Lurie Children's Hospital and said, you know, like, we're gonna do this, I don't care. It's the right thing to do. It may not be an easy thing to do, it may not be a popular thing to do, but we've got to make every dollar count. And he said, you need Designs for Dignity. If you expect people to move forward with their lives, you need to put them in an environment that encourages that. This will be the nation's most comprehensive services in the United States for the transgender community.
Basically, how we met Designs for Dignity was that we bought a 4-story Greystone right across the street from our campus. And we really needed to gut it and to renovate it and to house about 9 or 10 homeless veterans. And there were these 5 women that came in a couple cars. And they got out of the car and I met them there. And all of a sudden there was this immediate attraction on what we were doing and what they were doing. And it sort of became apparent that the question wasn't if they were going to do this project. The question is when they were going to do this project. And it turned out to be an incredible relationship. I think what's happened since we finished the project at Alpha House was that we started to look at what we could do together again. And we started to look at what the needs were in this area specifically for us, for Edge Alliance, and what was specifically sort of the mission for Designs for Dignity. And what we decided was gardening and hydroponics. So we decided to sit down one day and take a look at what the city had property-wise and what we could do together. And we are a food desert in the North Lawndale area. And Designs for Dignity really taking a look at what they want to do as far as gardening is concerned, and really doing some really creative work for other non-for-profits who need gardening done. Part of the idea of the partnership, because things become much more expensive when you do things on your own. And the context that Edge Alliance has, the context that Designs for Dignity has, can really join forces and getting things done in a lot less expensive way. The future I find also exciting for the mere fact that we have personalities that we really can deal with to really broaden our visions together. And I think the personalities that are involved in both of those organizations is creative, it's very compassionate, it's very concerned about the same people, people that are less fortunate than us.
I believe in Designs for Dignity and what they're doing for us. Nobody else is or could do that.
Be an active participant in the wonderful work that is being done by investing in creating beautiful spaces for people who deserve it.
We're all in this together. So when we lift some people's lives, we lift all of our lives. And along with that comes the financial responsibility. And this is the part that's really important, that if you love something and you love a cause and you're involved in it and you're in it to win it, you need to support it financially. And I'm asking that all of you write a check today and write a check next month and then write a check after that, because it's that important and that's how we survive, and it's that simple. So if you believe in it, support it, write a check, we'll take cash. Thanks so much for your time.